People tell you that eggs are good for you and that they are full of protein, vitamins, and healthy fats. But for seniors, there's something that most people don't know. It's not the egg that creates issues. It's how you eat them. Or more specifically, the mistakes we all make that make eggs bad for you, especially after age 60. Are you scrambling them the wrong way? Are you adding just one thing that makes inflammation worse? Are you storing them wrong? Or are you eating the same egg dish every day? Stay with me, because these simple mistakes could be quietly hurting your cholesterol, joint pain, memory, or even leg strength. Let's go over the 4 mistakes that make eggs bad for your health and how to fix them. Eggs are one of the best foods that nature has to offer. One big egg has 6 grams of high-quality protein and all 9 of the amino acids your body needs. Choline is good for the brain, lutein and xanthan are good for eyesight, and eggs have almost no sugar. So why do some older people feel worse after eating eggs? Why do some become bloated, have brain fog, stiffness, or rising cholesterol? The egg itself isn't the problem. It's what we eat with it, how we prepare it, and how frequently we eat it. As we get older, our metabolism slows down and we become more sensitive to certain fats, additives, and nutritional imbalances. Small errors done over time may build to major problems. The good news is that these errors are simple to see and remedy. Let's look at the most prevalent ones. Notably, mistake number 3, which most seniors do every morning without realizing the danger. Using oils that cause inflammation to cook eggs. Cooking eggs in inflammatory oils. Let's start with the mistake that happens before the egg even touches your plate. It's not the egg itself. It's what you cook it in. For many seniors, that means a splash of vegetable oil, a spritz of cooking spray, a bit of margarine, or a spoonful of canola oil. These oils are common, but they're also high in omega-6 fatty acids. While omega-6 isn't bad on its own, too much of it without enough omega-3 fuels. According to Harvard Health, the average American eats 10 to 15 times more omega-6 than they need. This imbalance discreetly elevates inflammatory indicators, clogs arteries, and throws off the body's cholesterol balance. The inflammation doesn't only hurt your heart, it also affects your blood vessels, joints, and metabolism. Let's meet Ruth. She's 67, full of energy, and liked preparing sunny-side eggs every morning. She always used a combination of vegetable oils since she thought it was the better choice. But soon she started to feel bloated, have achy knees, and saw her LDL cholesterol levels rise on her test report. Her doctor didn't take away the eggs. He took away the oil. Ruth switched to extra virgin olive oil and tried ghee, a clarified butter high in antioxidants, on weekends. Some mornings she even poached her eggs without oil. The bloating went away, her knees felt lighter, and her breakfast stayed delicious. Have you checked the oil in your pan lately? It might be time to switch, because even if you cook your eggs perfectly, what you eat with them could be working against you. Let's head there next. Mistake number 2. Putting eggs together, match eggs with processed meats. Let's speak about a famous breakfast match that has a hidden danger. Eggs and bacon, sausage or ham. For many seniors, this is the go-to morning meal. Simple, familiar, and tasty. But there's a catch. Processed meats are full of sodium nitrates and nitrites, preservatives like BHA and BHT, and sometimes added sugar or fillers. These chemicals have been linked to higher blood pressure, cholesterol levels, and even a higher risk of coral cancer. In fact, the World Health Organization classifies processed meat as a Group 1 carcinogen. But here's what most people miss when you pair eggs. You lose many of the health advantages of eggs when you eat them with processed beef, which is high in nutrients and good for your heart. Let's take Henry, a 70 years old, diabetic, and a retired firefighter. For breakfast, he always had 2 eggs, 2 sausages, and black coffee. Then he started to feel tingling in his feet, heavy legs, and tiredness by noon. His doctor looked at his labs and saw early signs of plaque buildup and nerve inflammation. The likely cause was inflammatory compounds from his processed meat, especially when it was pan-fried at high heat. Henry didn't stop eating eggs. Instead, he switched to avocado slices for healthy fat. He steamed spinach for circulation and occasionally grilled tomatoes with herbs. The consequence was that his foot sensitivity became better, his energy came back, and he needed less medicine. If you've ever eaten bacon and eggs together without thinking twice, it may be time to stop doing so, since the following error. It doesn't come from the meat. It comes from doing it over and over again. Even people who eat eggs every day make this error. It's not what you eat. It's how frequently you consume it. Almost everyone makes the mistake of eating eggs 3 times a day. Eating eggs the same way every day might surprise you because it doesn't sound dangerous at first. After all, eggs are cheap, easy to make, and full of nutrients. They feel like a safe choice, but when you eat the same egg dish every morning, your body slowly starts to miss out. Here's what happens. If you eat too many yolks without fiber, your cholesterol levels may rise slowly. A lack of micronutrient variety may also put stress on your metabolism, and over time you may not eat enough berries, vegetables, or good fats. Let's get together. Gloria is 72 years old. Lively enjoyed crossword puzzles and going on walks in the morning. On breakfast, she always had scrambled eggs on white bread with butter. There were no vegetables, no fiber, and no diversity. She realized she was constipated, had little energy, and her cholesterol level was growing after a few months. She couldn't explain it, so her doctor did blood testing and found that she had borderline B12 deficiency, low folate, and was missing important antioxidants. The eggs weren't the issue. The monotony was. So, she retained the eggs but switched them up with boiled eggs, fruit and chia pudding, vegetable omelets with spinach and tomatoes, and so on. She made small egg muffins with onion and bell pepper, and within weeks her digestion became better, her energy came back, and mealtime was fun again. Do you eat eggs the same manner every day? If so, it may be time to switch things up. The next error doesn't happen on your plate. It occurs in your fridge, and it's simpler to solve than you think. Let's look at that next mistake. Number 4. Keeping eggs. How to keep eggs. Most people don't think twice about where they keep their eggs, but for seniors, particularly those with lower immune systems, this minor practice may have significant effects. When eggs are kept wrongly, they can silently go from safe to harmful. Here's what you need to know. Eggs are porous, which means they can soak up odors, moisture, and bacteria through their shells. If they are kept at the wrong temperatures, harmful bacteria like salmonella can grow. Once an egg is contaminated, it can make you sick even if it looks normal. Now meet George. He's 74, lives alone, and still drives himself to the store. But a few weeks ago, he had a rough time with cramps, nausea, and chills. He thought it was just a stomach bug, but his doctor asked about his recent meals. It turns out George had made a veggie omelet using eggs from the fridge door, which is the warmest part of the fridge. He had left those eggs on the counter for a few hours the day before, and that's all it took. His doctor gave him simple advice. Put eggs in the main container in their original box. Check the best by dates every week, and don't leave eggs out for more than 2 hours. George changed such things. No more stomach problems or unexplained illnesses. Have you checked where your eggs are kept? It may seem small, but it can make a big difference. Now that you know the 4 big mistakes, let's take a step back and talk about what they really mean for your health and, more importantly, what you can do today. You don't need to be afraid of eggs. You just need to be careful about how you use them. From the oil in your pan to the food on the side to how often and how safely you eat them. Every decision you make affects how your body reacts. Now that you know the 4 most frequent errors, let's go over them again and talk about the minor tweaks that may make a significant impact.